Alrighty, so this is like the second time trying to do this video. Because the last one I forgot to mention something, and then like I haven't uploaded in a few days. Kind of got behind because I have like a ton of ideas, but been trying to plan them out more and research and all that stuff. So, anyways, nootropics. I don't really know how to pronounce that right. I don't know if anyone does really. It's basically a term for like brain enhancers. This is supposed to help with focus, but also IQ, recall, memory, blah blah blah. Um, the first big, they've been used in some form or another for a while, but the show and movie, Limitless. They have like one that's kind of an extreme example, but it's kind of like that, though dialed down some. There are, tons of different ones. I've only maybe tried a few, I think, medication-wise, which I obtained legally, not illegally or anything dubious like that, and also supplements. I've tried, I've tried nicotine in the form of vaping, gum, caffeine, coffee, tea, other things, modafinil, and the precursor to that is adrenal. I believe there's a few newer forms of modafinil. Also Ritalin and Adderall. I think probably the modafinil worked the best. Nicotine, I think, maybe helped a little bit. Actually, I've only done a vaping. I haven't tried gums or anything. But I have heard people use it. And then caffeine, I'm kind of sensitive to. So coffee and energy drinks usually aren't something I can usually handle properly. I know that with me, especially with the fatigue and possibly adrenal fatigue, it seems like it kind of amps me up and I feel like kind of, jittery and just not right really. And it seems like I crash and then I kind of need to eat a lot or something. So I think it may have to also do something with blood sugar. So maybe I think if I eat a significant amount, or if it's like something with a lot of fat or something like Frappuccino, which I haven't had in quite some time, it's absorbed and metabolized better. But I don't generally do coffee or energy drinks. I think the last time I tried Bang, which is actually a good like low carb ketogenic one, but it does have 300 milligrams of caffeine, which I believe is the equivalent of, I want to say, 3 or more cups of coffee. So yeah, coffee doesn't really do it for me. I do use matcha tea, which I think is a good form. Green or black tea, but I think matcha is generally the best I've seen out there. I know there's all different kinds of tea and stuff, but green tea and black tea seem to be the best. Also, matcha seems the best, especially because it has a high amount of antioxidants. Coffee, if you can tolerate it well, I think it would be worthwhile. I think it seems like the go-to drink for a lot of people that I know. I don't really use it. I know that you should try to get good quality coffee, like Bulletproof or something similar, because a lot of conventionally grown and not best quality coffee has like mold and other stuff in it, which can cause, I believe it's linked to all the jitteriness and all that stuff. If you read more on Bulletproof and stuff, I'm not really a coffee aficionado expert. Anyways, what else? So modafinil, I think it helped. Although I remember when I first started taking it, it was a bit too high of a dosage and I felt a little bit anxious and nervous, which is something that I've experienced with other nootropics, stimulants. I generally don't tolerate them well. Stimulants, it seems, except maybe green tea. That's really about it. Let me see, Ritalin and Adderall. I think I tried both of them at one time. One of them made me just really irritable and kind of out of it. I can't remember which one. I think it was Adderall. Another one, Ritalin, it worked for a while, but it seemed like it upset my stomach and it made me feel a little, I don't know, out of it or loopy. So I didn't quite like the experience of that. So yeah, but I used to try those in the past just to kind of like mask or kind of like a band-aid fix for my fatigue and other issues like brain fog. I think it's better to kind of treat more of the underlying issues. There are a lot of different issues it could be. It could be a sleep issue, or a diet issue, or it could be hormonal. It could be a ton of different things. Some of the stuff I've written about or done videos about. But yeah, there's a lot of different areas to focus on. I think sleep and diet would be probably the first few areas I would focus on, because those are pretty easy and cheap to fix. If there is like a kind of like sleep issue, like more involved, like sleep apnea or something, then the only way to really deal with that is a sleep test. Or sleep study. There is, surgery, which I've done, tonsillectomy and other stuff you can do to improve it. But my apneas have gone down, but my hypopneas haven't, so I believe that may be a part of it. The other thing, which I haven't actually tried the supplement out, but this is something that I'm trying recently, and it's actually, I believe it's a herbal thing, and it's a bit hard to pronounce, but it's called Mucuna pruriens. It's really hard to pronounce. I'll include the word below, but I don't really know of I know of a few good sources, but I haven't really tested it out myself. But it's supposedly it's a natural source basically of dopamine, and I think a lot of cases, I don't know if in every single case, like when you have brain fog and fatigue, there's often, I believe, a neurotransmitter issue. I wish there was a better way to kind of like, analyze or kind of detect this, because I know they sometimes test for neurotransmitter levels, but it seems kind of rare, and they usually just put you on medication after medication until they find something that works, and they're like, oh, I guess it raises your serotonin or helps somehow. Doesn't seem the best scientific way, but I'm not a psychologist. I don't know. Maybe there's a better explanation for someone that's has delved into that more. But yeah, I tend to think that it could be serotonin and or dopamine. Dopamine, I think it's more, especially I believe lately, it's kind of more my issue, because it people with low dopamine have like low motivation and like kind of like a lack of pleasure of anything, so it's kind of everything just like kind of numb and dull. So yeah, but I've heard that that's a natural source of dopamine, and if you take that, it can raise your dopamine levels. That can help out a lot. Yeah, that's about it. I think though, and also, I've tried methylene blue, although I had to kind of, what was it? It's kind of difficult to, because you have to take a very dilute amount, so you have to weigh basically this blue powder, and then you have to like dilute it in a number of water. And the thing is that I don't know if I notice much of a difference. Some people have said it helps. It helps with mitochondrial issues, which I think is also another issue with brain fog and fatigue, especially people on the autism spectrum and other stuff. I know a lot of people have mitochondrial issues, which cause all kinds of issues. But it's called methylene blue. I know if you go to selfhack.com, which is, I don't go on there as much, but it's a pretty good website. There's a lot of info. It breaks down different things on biohacking and health and nutrition and diet and supplements and all these herbal stuff. It's a really cool website. But you kind of have to have like a very precise scale. Like you have to go, like I only had one in like maybe grams and ounces, and it has to go like micrograms or ounces. But it also stains a lot too. And supposedly you can use it somehow as a blue hair dye, but I was never able to figure that out either. But it does stain, so if you get it on really anything, it takes a while to get out. And it stains your mouth blue. And I didn't notice much of a difference really at all, so I really haven't used it much. But yeah, I tend to think if there's some underlying issue, there's probably something that could be worked on. I think sleep, diet, and then also I think the dopamine would be a good one to focus on as well too. But I'll see if the Mucuna pruriens would help. I haven't tried it out yet, but that's something that probably one of the next things I'm going to try out soon. But yeah, that's about it on that subject. But I'll include more information below. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you guys have tried something that has helped more. But yeah, that's it.